Yo, yo, how are we, people? Um, yeah, I just thought I'd do a tutorial today. So I had a track sent in by one of my students, and he had like pretty good production, but the vocal was like pretty poor. So I taught him how to process vocals to get them up to sort of like a studio quality with like really simple techniques. So I'll run through the track. It's just sort of like the build up, because that's sort of what we focused on. So let's listen to that. Cool. So like pretty like generic standard EDM build up here. I just left all the automation on so you can see what's happening. So now we introduce the vocal into this, and this is the vocal just dry.
Moves we're making, body shaking. Oh, oh, don't stop dancing, keep romancing. Just dance with me, just dance with me. Oh.
So you can hear it has some sort of reverb in the original file, but what you can see is, especially this point here, is the singer sings a lot closer to the microphone and a lot louder in volume. And when you play this like with the track, you really hear the vocals stand out like in the wrong way.
Moves we're making, body shaking. Oh, oh.
So it's like a lot louder in the mix. So how we sort of need to even all that out is add a compressor. And what a compressor does is it's sort of, you set the level that you want the maximum output to be, and then the compressor reacts. If something is trying to go over that line, over the limit that you set, it will bring the volume down in those sections. So for those of you that are in my Discord community, I've added a vocal processing rack into the racks section. But guys, this is a really quick, awesome way to process your vocals really quickly. So this is a rack I've created in Ableton. Really simple. It's got a utility here with gain, balance, so that's your panning, and also width. And then here there's just a basic EQ, sort of pushing through a lot of the highs. Some reverb, 2-second delay reverb, not too much of it in the mix, and just a basic delay, ping pong delay, and then a compressor. So basically you guys can have this rack for free when you drag it onto your vocal track. Let's just listen to the vocal dry once again, and I'll turn the rack on and off and we'll see the effect that it has.
Moves we're making, body shaking. Oh, oh, don't stop dancing, keep romancing. Just dance with me, just dance with me. Oh, oh, just dance with me, just dance with me.
So you hear when the rack gets turned on, the vocal sounds a lot fuller and a lot more vibrant, like a lot more alive. Basically, the main thing that I adjust in my vocal rack is the first knob here, the width. So I do give the vocal some width, which we'll get to a little later. But I always play with the level of compression here. So what we have to do is, when we play the vocal, we need to watch how the yellow line reacts. So the yellow line will drop down when it is compressing the volume. So when it is sort of affecting the volume and making it quieter. So I'm going to hit spacebar to play it, and then I need to adjust my compressor using this blue line to give it the correct level of compression and equalization.
Moves we're making, body shaking. Oh, oh.
So you can see here in this section here was the very loud section here in the waveform. It compressed it down. Now what we want to do is, when we're setting the compression level, we want to make sure that we're just clipping the top of like the sort of normal vocal volume. So if you scan quickly through the track, you can see that this is the regular volume, and then there's a loud section, regular, loud, loud, regular, loud, regular. So I'm going to adjust it so that it's just clipping on these first few bars. So I'm going to set a loop here.
Moves we're making,
I can bring it down a bit.
shaking, oh.
So you can see that
Moves we're making,
it's just affecting it here on the yellow line. So that's the perfect place. And now what happens when we play this out, we'll see a large effect of compression there, where it's quite loud, and here as well. But now in the mix, it sounds a lot better. The vocal in the mix is now a lot more regulated, like throughout. It's not too loud, it's not too overpowering. So what we can do as well is give it some width. So it's sounding pretty good now. Now, another awesome little way to get your vocal, like give it more dynamics, is find a weird sort of vocal chop that's in the same key. So this is just from a Cashmere vocal pack, and it just sounds like this. So I can litter that throughout to give the track a little bit more variation and things like that. So what I might do is add it where not much is happening in the vocal. So like this section here and this section here. So I'm just going to Command E will sort of cut or split your sample, or you can just put your marker where you like, right click and hit split. And I'm just going to maybe delete these two, and let's see how this sounds. Let's see how this sounds. I think here is a little bit too busy. Yeah, maybe. And maybe instead, let's try something like this. So this is just the regular sample again, but maybe let's have it come in under volume automation. So mixer track volume, let's just automate it in a bit, like so. Maybe not from a full cut. Let's hear. Maybe up there. Actually, let's take that last bar out, so it's just dance with me. Cool. So now this is our two vocals sort of in the mix now. Cool. So now, if we want to like take it to that next level, we can play around with the vocal now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new audio track. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chop this vocal up a bit, because I want like a call and response. So she sort of repeats the same same few words on occasion. So
moves we're making, bodies shaking. Oh, oh.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this second O, Command E to split, Command E to split, and I'm going to put that on a different vocal channel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pan one a little bit to the left. So now we have something like this.
Moves we're making, bodies shaking. Oh, oh.
And you can hear that's really loud because it's not mixed yet. So I'm going to pull that volume down to, like, let's say, I don't know, minus 10.
We're making, bodies shaking. Oh, oh.
That's cool. So I want like some crazy effect on this, and the quickest way is to maybe use some overdrive or something like that. So drag some overdrive onto this sample.
Oh.
That sounds cool, and let's add some maybe reverb to give it a bit of tail. So reverb on there. Let's bump it up to maybe 4 seconds. So this sounds pretty cool. So let's listen to this from the start. Might be a bit too loud. So a little bit too loud. So let's drop it down to 15 and maybe a little bit too much reverb. So let's just drop it down. Second. That's pretty cool. I might, yeah, let's drop it a bit more. We just want it as a subtle sort of call and response. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that again further in. I think it's here.
Just dance with me. Just dance with me.
So I'm going to split, drag that down.
Dance with me. Just dance with me. Oh, just dance with me. Just dance with me.
So another one here. Under E.
Just dance with me.
Yeah. Don't have to be too like tidy with this. So now, because the build-up's happening, the vocal is getting like quieter in the mix, especially the second channel here. So what I'm going to do, instead of automating this channel, you can see that this waveform's quite loud. This one's quite loud, but this one individually is quite low. So I can actually double-click on this sample and make this louder here. So we just want to visually make it look the same as the others. Now, one thing which I've forgotten to do from the start is when you drag an audio sample into Ableton, the default setting is beats. You want to change it to Complex Pro, and then it changes it from like a digital audio sound into the original recording format, and then you don't get sort of like glitches in the vocal.
We're making, bodies shaking. Oh, don't stop dancing, keep romancing. Just dance with me. Oh.
Maybe this one a little louder too. Do that again. And maybe that final just dance with me, we can give that some overdrive as well. And it's cool that like everything's happening on the left, but let's maybe automate some of the panning as well. So at the moment, automate, so track volume, let's go to track panning. I manually made it 25 to the left here, so it's already on 25 to the left. Just going to give that dot either side so that it stays stationary. What I'm going to do is every second sample I'm going to pan opposite. So this one's 25 to the left, I'll make this 25 to the right, 25 to the left, etc. 25 to the right. So rocks, 6, close enough. So now what we're going to get is this clip will happen in the left, this one in the right, and in the left. Yeah, another cool trick I like to do. So I'll just, always important to sort of name what you're doing here. So this will be VOC OD, so vocal overdrive channel. What I might do is on this last Just Dance With Me, that's sort of like a big moment in the song. So I might add another, audio track here. I'm just going to duplicate this down. Once again, it'll be quite loud in the mix. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pitch this vocal down. So to drop it down one sort of octave, it's 12 semitones. So now we have this sound, which is overdrive. And now we will have Just Dance With Me. You can hear it. It digitally is trying to sound the same. So when you pitch something down via the transpose knob, also play around with these two elements here. So the formants and the envelope. What you want to do is you bring the formants down. Just dance with me. And you can hear that it's changed from what sounds like a digital female vocal. Just dance with me. It's now sort of shifted into like the male dynamic because we've dropped it down an octave. Just dance with me. So, and then play around with the envelope until you get it sounding a bit more natural. Just dance with me. Just dance with me. Just dance with me. So that sounds kind of cool. So let's see how they sound together. Just dance with me. Okay, not sounding great. So what I'll do is another sort of another panning trick. So track panning. I'm going to pan this one from let's go from 100% right to left, and let's get this nice and tight, like here to here, and then let's do the absolute opposite on this channel. So we should have the male vocal swinging from left to right, and the female swinging from right to left. So that's kind of cool. If we want to duplicate over the effects from the female vocal into the male vocal as well, so like the overdrive and reverb, it'll now sound like this. That's kind of cool. It's a bit like deeper and a bit more like mysterious. So let's check this out now overall. So the entire track now, let's see how the vocals have given it like more dynamic. What I'm going to play with again is the vocal panning of the sort of the vocal up we've got here, the vocal chop. So I'm going to just do some opposite panning. So we hear, so just some messing around with the vocal again. Vocal pan, always fun to do. We can basically do something like this. And then if I just hit Command D, it'll duplicate the clip and the automation. So that's your super quick way of adding automation, like duplicating automation. So now I'm going to not touch it, and I'm going to play the full thing from start to finish. Yeah, pretty cool. My final tip for like taking your vocals to that next level is a little like audio hack that I call creating a lead in. So what you need to do is you need to take the very first note of the track. So I'm going to duplicate this into its own channel.
Moose, moose,
So that's the first note, if you like. So what I want to get, I don't care about the word, I just need the tone.
moose,
So I can hear an S on the end. I'm going to clip that off.
moose,
I don't want the,
ooh, ooh,
I just want the ooh, right? We've got ooh. What I'm going to do, add heaps of reverb to it. So if you add too much wet and dry, you'll notice like the pitch change. That stays ooh, but if you add too much, you hear the pitch drop ever so slightly. So we're going to keep it at 55%. Now what I want to do is I want to record this as a new sort of audio clip. So what I need to do, I've got Voke FX. I'm going to create a new audio track, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to record this clip into this channel, and when I do that, it will render in the effects that I've added as well. So the reverb is what we really want here, because what I want to do is I want to record the clip with reverb, and then I'm going to actually reverse that sample so that it creates a vocal lead in. So to do that, it's pretty cool. You have to click over here in this box and you need to set what channel you want the input to be. So I want to record the channel that's called Voke FX. So I select Voke FX. I also need to arm that track here, and then I need to record that track as well. So here we go. There we go. And now we have what I'm going to listen to here is basically it's this recording but in its full form. So what I'm going to do now, I don't need that, I'm going to delete that, and I have this to play with. I'm going to again make it Complex Pro because we're working with vocal. I'm going to make it a little bit louder, and I'm going to reverse the sample. Okay, that's the key to this one. And what that does now is I'm going to just trim it up a bit, say here. Now get it sitting nice and neat here. I'm going to drop this down because it'll be quite loud. What this creates is just that. That's it. So add some reverb to it, maybe 4 seconds. So that's all we've done, but listen to this in the mix. This will be now what starts the track off. So that is what I call Voke lead in. So the vocal lead in, and it just eases the vocal into the track. You can hear that it's coming from the intro. Now, in my opinion, it's a little too long. So I sort of want it to maybe start here, and instead of it starting instant, we're just going to automate in track volume once again, like so. And there we go. So this is the final result, guys. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. Yeah, I'm going to do my demo review live stream tomorrow, 7 p.m. Berlin time. If you haven't joined the Discord community, you can join that in the link below. For you guys watching this back on YouTube and Facebook, smash the like button. If you're new to my channel on YouTube, hit subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300 subs before the end of the year. Thank you so much. Join the Discord. It's free. The vocal chain that I use to process these vocals is free in my Discord. Go ahead there, enjoy the track. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Don't stop.
очень мало народу, мадам.
Погоди.
Очень,
Скажите, сколько музыка играет сейчас?
беспонтовая музыка. На самом деле, очень плохая музыка.
А зачем вы пришли сюда?
Я думал, намного лучше будет это все. И очень плохая музыка, просто очень плохая музыка. Я думал, намного лучше это все будет. Сколько раз сюда ходил, было намного лучше. Но и на этот раз как-то не удалось. Во-первых, народу мало, музыка не очень.
А что за направление?
А?
Что за направление?
Направление? Какое направление?
Что за направление музыки играет там?
Russian Robotics просто супер, отлично.